I teach 7th grade. They are still performing on the 4th grade level.
And 4th graders are on the 1st grade level. Or even kindergarten. This isn't new, folks. This isn't brand new. They're not only behind academically, they're behind developmentally and socially. And let's not blame it on COVID. Please, don't do that. Because they were behind in 2019, 2018, 2017, 2016, 2015, 2014, 2013, 2012, 2011. Shall I go on? And everybody knows. The parents know. The teachers have been screaming about it. Administrators and coaches know. Downtown District Central Office knows. And guess what? All these State Department of Education, they know too. So what's going on? A few things. No child left behind, left every child behind. And if you don't know what that is, Google it.
What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk about something that I've been seeing all over my For You page on TikTok. I think that this has just like kind of gone viral and kind of gone a little haywire, but it's also kind of disturbing as well. So a lot of people on TikTok have been complaining and talking about how a lot of the children are not able to read. And I'm not talking about just like, a few kids here or there. I'm talking about like millions of children across this country cannot read on grade level. And let's be real, it ain't just a school issue. I feel like it's a national thing. I feel like, after the pandemic, the numbers definitely did drop after the pandemic. I used to work in the school system, and so I kind of understand where a lot of these people are coming from when they're talking about this situation, because these kids really cannot read. And I think that it's a bigger issue. I feel like, of course it does start, at home. Of course you can't learn everything at school, but, learning at home is very important. But also, I remember when I was working in the school system, a lot of the time I was more focused on disciplining the kids because of their behavior issues, because their behavior was just so outrageously crazy. And so, if you're a teacher and you're trying to control a class with 20 plus kids in it, and it makes it harder. It really does makes it like so harder for you to like actually get through a lesson or get through, what it is that you're trying to teach, because you got, Bob over here acting a damn fool and showing his ass. And so it does make it hard. Like a lot of the time these teachers be like mostly disciplining these kids because they don't know how to listen, or they don't know how to take authority from anybody. And that starts at home. Some folks on TikTok have been saying, oh, it's the parents' fault. They need to read to their kids more. They need to, do more at home. And that is true. But I also look at it as from the perspective of, because I am a mother, and I think about how, okay, if you're, working majority of the day, you come home, you're cooking, you're cleaning, where do you find the time to read to kids? And I get it, you do need to read to kids, but especially a single mother. How is a single mother supposed to find that time to read bedtime stories every single night when she's working 2 jobs, got no child care, barely have any help with anything, and still trying to keep, bills and everything afloat? A lot of times these teachers be having too many kids in their classes and they don't have enough help. So these teachers be burnt out too. And I understand that. It's just a really sad situation, and it is really unacceptable for the literacy rates to be the way that they are. These kids deserve so much better. And they need to bring back the reading intervention programs that they used to have. Because I remember when I was in school, we had remedial English, language arts, stuff like that. We had things that kind of like helped bridge the gap to help us with our curriculum. But I want you guys to check out what these people had to say, and I'll come back with the rest of my commentary.
The children can't read, and they can't read, and we know they can't read. And I've heard a lot of reasons why this is so, but let me tell you something. I don't care how you want to fix it. The responsibility of students, but children reading, is on the parents. Reading is a fundamental life skill. It is just as important as being potty trained. But do you know they are sending that parents are sending students to school, children to school in kindergarten that are not potty trained.
If you can write a letter, you can read a book. If you can read a book, you can teach somebody else how to read a book. If you don't have money for a book, you can go to the library. If you don't have a car to the library, you can hobo your ass down. Unless that parent can't read themselves, there is no excuse for a parent to have their child that can't read. Do you read them books at night? Do you have them read back to you? Do you go over the alphabet with them? Do you go over sounds with them? What the hell are you doing? You gotta read every day last time I checked. You can't spell cat with your kid. Is what there? You better stop all that crying and writing letters and shit and get your black ass up and take that boy to the library, goddamn.
Kids do not know how to read. Hell, the adults do not know how to read. I look at some of the comment sections and I can tell that a vast majority of the people living amongst us are reading on a 3rd grade reading level as grown adults. And it's no funny business, it's for real. And the teachers have been sounding the alarm on this for a while. Black women have been sounding the alarm on this for a while, but y'all refuse to listen. But maybe we're here now and the time is like, if we're fixing all the rest of this country, might as well fix the fact that people do not know how to read.
I am not trying to fearmonger you, but I was an assistant principal, I was a middle school teacher, and I was a high school teacher. And I need you to know, America's in a literacy crisis, and they're not making a big enough deal about it. Our children cannot read. Our children cannot read, let alone writing a paragraph, let alone comprehension. They cannot read. They do not know how to sound words out. They were not taught that. And if you're wondering, well, then why does my kid just keep getting passed on to the next grade? Because that's what they're doing now. They're not holding the children back. They're moving them on. They're graduating them, knowing that your child is illiterate. Our next change makers, our next lawmakers, our next voters cannot read. I beg of you, take the tablets and the cell phones away. Practice letter recognition and sounds and reading with your child, please. And I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. They been knew. They been knew the babies couldn't read and didn't care. You know when they started caring? After the pandemic. Them test scores plummeted. First of all, like test scores for reading were like pretty stagnant for the last like decade. But after the pandemic, they plummeted. And now they were like, oh, we gotta do something about it.
My thing is like, what happened to all of the after school programs that we used to have? Like, we used to have like after school programs, summer camp, summer, like different summer programs that like I said before, bridged the gap and kind of like helped. But it's like they've like taken so many things away. Like after the pandemic, they've taken so many things away. This is a real situation. It's a real thing, and it really does need to be talked about more. Parents do need to get more involved. They need to go to these board meetings. They need to be going to these PTA meetings. But it's like you can't tell these parents anything also because they know everything. And you know, not even that. It's just that a lot of times they be busy. Like they be so busy with like work and stuff like that. So you guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let's get the discussions popping, and I'll catch you in the next one.